show and our next fascinating guest. His name is John Seda, and he is actually the president of Rising Sun Music. He has had a very interesting life, and I don't like to use that word because it seems so common for such a big word that has so much meaning. But he attracted my eyes because he has a new business venture, or an arm of his existing business, called BourneAmusician.com. BourneAmusician.com. And this is for aspiring musicians who really don't have a platform to sell their music and let people hear it and get funded for it so that they can go ahead and expand their careers and their artistry by having the finance to take the time to do that for us great people who love music, who are motivated by it. So more on that from the man himself, John Seda. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How you doing, Ann?
Now, I probably should have asked you, am I pronouncing your last name right?
It's if you do it in Spanish, it's Seda, but most people say Seda, so I'm okay with that.
Seda. No, we have to get your name right, John.
Yeah.
There you go. So welcome to our program.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
I would like to start with, to me, what is the most recent and how I was introduced with you, and then go backwards a little. I would like to start right with BourneAmusician.com. And perhaps in your own words, you can tell me and our audience what BourneAmusician.com is and what it's all about.
Well, BourneAmusician.com is a digital distribution service. We have 150 digital stores worldwide, including Amazon and iTunes. We offer free barcodes, free ISRC codes. Our first year is half off on digital distribution. And basically what it is, an artist can go to our website and upload their original music to iTunes and Amazon and the other 150 digital stores that we have.
Well, let me see if I have it right. Suppose I have a CD that I made. It's Buonocore Sings Radio, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I can come to your site, or do you actually produce it for me too?
No, we're not in the record company business. Basically, what we do is we offer a service for artists so they can sell their music online. And basically, you could take you would need a WAV file, which could be ripped off of a CD, if you have a CD. And you have to have some artwork, what we call CD artwork or MP3 artwork. And then you can upload that. We have the easiest system in the world to upload. It's a 3-step process. You put your name, the artist name in. If you need a free barcode, we give it. If you don't have one, we'll give one to you. We also offer you a free ISRC code. And then one thing that our system has that is very different from the competition is that we have a royalty system built into our sign-up wizard. And what that does is it identifies the songwriters. Let's say it's Joe Smith is the composer of the music, and John Doe is the lyricist. Well, when iTunes, let's use iTunes as an example, that takes a 30% commission of the sales, out of that 30% commission, they have to pay a 12-cent royalty mechanical rights to the songwriters. So that enables them to receive this money because their name will be in the system and the payment will be paid out to those writers. That hasn't been in any system to this moment, and there has been some of the competition that actually charges extra and takes a percentage of the sales, and we don't do that. We don't take anything from the sales. We only make money off our subscription price, which is $4.99 for a single, and it goes up to $9.99 a year after the second year.
Wow! So basically, you offer musicians an opportunity to sell their music, which they might not normally have.
Right, exactly.
That's beautiful. We love that entrepreneurial spirit, and I love the name of your website, Born a Musician, because there are so many people out there making and producing and writing great music that don't know how to get it to market, so to speak, and you're offering them that opportunity. It sounds to me.
Well, we have, it's part of our mission statement. One of our favorite slogans is we believe in enhancing a musical economy. And by saying that is to help artists to find new ways to make money with their music versus giving it away. In the past, there's been file sharing, and file sharing is very popular today, like YouTube and other sites like SoundCloud. And I feel that file sharing is a great thing. I use it a lot with when I'm recording, sending files to my friends in Los Angeles or in New York, right? And but I think that it should not be abused. And I think what happens is a lot of artists put up their music and they put up the whole song. So it doesn't incite anybody to want to buy the song if they have it online. So what I always advise young artists is to put up just 1 minute of it, because that's more than enough for somebody to get the idea of what the song is about. And then this way they can make a little bit of income, and it helps them pay for studio time and buy their instruments and take care of their needs to become an artist.
I think it's fabulous. I would like our listeners to know a little bit more about you, too. I mean, you are a musician. You were born in New York, raised in Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
Your Rising Sun Music recording studios are in Florida. You've been to Japan. Tell us more. Tell us about how that all comes together and where music fits in personally before you've decided to share with the world. Do you play an instrument? Do you sing?
I play guitar. I'm a songwriter. I produce bands, so I'm a good coach when I work with people in the studio. I've lived in several places in the world. I was born in New York. I lived in Los Angeles also, and I lived in the South. Lived in Puerto Rico, and also lived in Japan for a while, for about a year. So I have different flavors, I guess, coming in, and but I'm really focused on what I want to do is to help artists to make money, and because music is a beautiful thing, and I think we need to keep it and we need to nurture it. And I believe that a lot of things that are happening now with free music and artists having to pay to perform is actually tarnishing it. Many years ago I went to France to meet him, and I met a very nice guy. Used to work with David Gresham Records by the name of Richard Miranda, and he met me and he said he heard about what I was doing, and he introduced me to all these people, and he said, "John, these are like the biggest guys in the industry. Tell them what you told me." And I said, "Well, you guys are the power of the music industry, but I want to ask one simple question. Why is it that the artists are the only ones that are not making the money?" And I said, I don't really think that makes any sense, because I said, if your product is this artist and he's a golden egg that's producing golden eggs for you, then how come you don't shine him up? And that's where it all started. And we thought about this really carefully. It's not something that we've just dove into because there's a lot of people that have a lot of different opinions about how this works. Some people look at this as a hobby, so they don't care about making money. But at the same time, it affects the artists that are trying to make money. Right. So we always try to advise everybody that no matter what, look at it from a standpoint that take a little pride in your product, and there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with making money from selling a record. That's totally normal. And that's what we're all about. We're all about trying to help people and musicians to make money.
Well, it's sort of like a vote. When you buy something that somebody is selling with your dollar bill, it's like a vote. I vote for you. I like your music.
Right. And we're not talking about a lot of money here. We're talking about 99 cents for one song. So it's not like it's going to break the bank or anything like that. But at the same time, it really helps that artist, and it helps them in many ways. It inspires them, and there's nothing better than going online and when you're signed up and looking at it. It's, wow, I sold a record in London, and wow, I sold one in California. It's very inspiring, and people that love music also, they need to understand that artists need that give back. As much as artists it's funny, artists will get in the studio, and all they do is think about their fans. Oh, I want this song to be so good, so make everybody happy, or make people dance, or make somebody cry from this love song. So the artist also needs a little bit of take back, and when they buy the record, it really shows an incredible amount of appreciation in return.
Now you play some Latin jazz too. Now you also told me you were signed to a Danish label. Is that now?
Yeah, I'm still with them, actually. They're called Denmark. The owner, his name is Dan Hogensen, and he's actually a very famous rock singer from Denmark. He had a group called the Natural Born Hippies, and he did 8 albums under Sony Music. And Mark Wills, who's Mark Wills, he's in charge of sales and stuff. And Dan found out about me through somebody by the name of Helmut Wolf, who, when I was doing my project Teach the Dream, and he asked me to come on board with him. So of course, I said yes, and now I approached him about was it a year ago with my idea with this digital business, and it inspired them to do it, and so we're working all together. This is a pretty big unit. Born a Musician is not just myself; it's the guys in Europe also. We just signed a big deal with a company in Japan called Space Showers Network, which is actually going to add another 50 stores to us. So we'll be over 200 stores in about a month or so.
So, John, not only do the talents that work with BornAMusician.com get heard or distributed or sold in the United States, it's technically all over the world. Yes,
it is. And we're building a website in Japanese right now. It's almost finished, and we're building one in Spanish. I'm working with different ideas that we're going to try to create some seminars. So it's going to create some employment for artists also. So when
one that I can read is beautiful. The BornAMusician.com in English. It's a beautiful website.
Thank you.
And when I clicked in, I was like, wow, this is a real website. I wish I had a piece of music I could sign up and see if anybody likes me out there. It's very inspiring.
Thank you. Well, you know that when we were talking earlier about this, when I told my webmaster, I said his name is Michael Lorenzo, and he's a really great guy. He's put up with me a lot, and I said to him, Michael, look, you have to understand all these websites that are out there, and we looked at every website. There was all the major labels, and we studied them all, and they were not about music. They didn't look like music. It looked like The Gap, or it looked like something like from a doctor's office perspective, and it was just not non-musical. So I said, I want our site to look like music, but I also want people to look at it and see different parts of the world. You know, we have pictures of England, of Moscow, of Denmark, Australia, and the reason for all of that is to also give a message that musicians are from all over the world. So we at the beginning it was kind of tough how to put it together, but we finally got the right combo, and people have been complimenting us about the site, and they say it feels like music, and that's exactly what we wanted to do.
And it does. And we're thrilled to have you here on Everyday People. I am so sad that our time is so short together, because there is so much more behind what we're talking